Wow.
Love your versions. Two in the whole world. So this one was from the Virgin Maker Store.
Yeah, which one?
Here in Amsterdam.
Oh, okay.
There was the owner of the Free Record Shop. The owner of that company bought this one.
Yes.
And then, like 2 years ago, he went bankrupt.
Yeah.
And then one of my customers
Right.
bought it because it went bankrupt. He bought it for 700 euros online at an auction. And then one day later, he sent me an email like, hey, you want to buy it for 2 G's?
Right. Of course you do.
I was like, of course.
Of course you do.
And then I googled it, and then I saw that one day before he bought it for 700 euros. So I have that respect for that.
Little funny thing, in Florida, they had a Virgin Mega Store. I used to go there to write and to, like in Orlando, downtown Disney.
Yeah.
And the very first website, that's where I wrote it. Because they'd play loud music, they'd have a cafe, I'd sit upstairs and listen to the whole thing.
Cool.
All right, this is Dean Jackson reporting live. I'm here in Amsterdam at Eelco's office, and look at this. I'm going to get this Virgin in the background here.
Made up.
Very cool. Anyway, day one, Breakthrough Blueprint here in Amsterdam. More reports to come. Wow. Fantastic. What's your Wi-Fi here?
It's Lucas.
Of course,
So we're going to have a great 3 days. It's not really an event where it's going to be, turn to page 47 in your notebook and, here's session 4. We're going to talk for 3 days about your businesses, and we're going to talk about overlaying the 8 profit activators over top of your business. You get to think about how the principle works. And once you know how it works, you'll be able to see how this is the kind of thing that you will consistently apply to different situations in your business for every target market that you choose to go into. So you see that there's no laptops, there's no breakthroughs in your laptop. It's all strategic. It's all thinking different thoughts about your business, about thinking about different offers, thinking about your business as 3 individual businesses. The before unit, the during unit, and the after unit. And so the during unit starts from the moment somebody says, I'd like you to help me, all the way through to when the transaction ends. The before unit is about finding people who want to do whatever it is you do, who want to get the result that you can help them get. I want you to just think that that's the only business that you're running. And it's freeing when you start thinking like that. And then when we talk about the after unit of your business, that's the part of your business where you're building the lifetime value, the lifetime relationship with people. So what I'd love to do is start with just kind of introducing yourself and explaining what your business is and where maybe you think the big opportunity is for you, so that we can kind of focus on that.
But I'm thinking, okay, what can I do now in September? My whole agenda is empty.
Eelco, this is nice. Eelco's second Breakthrough Blueprint.
Yeah, looking forward to enjoying it already. So for me, what I want to focus on these 3 days is not just for my coaching business, but also for my other companies. Also how to integrate those companies. And I also want to think about like my current coaching business.
Once somebody has left their name and their email address, the book has done its job. One of the biggest concepts, like as a bedrock concept that's made a big difference, is getting yourself to think about 10 times. Think about what would it look like to grow your business 10 times.
Then in a way you could even, I talked about product creation, you should also get people that are better than I am in creating products.
Yes.
And they just let them do sure.
Yeah.
So else you're again,
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
You know what we often talk about.
That's an amazing thing, is thinking sometimes about delegating up. Most of the time when we think about delegating, we think about like we're doing the highest value things and then delegating everything that's less than what we're doing, but not many people really think about delegating up to people who are better than you or more expensive than you. There's a book called The E-Myth by Michael Gerber. He's an American, and he wrote a book about that idea of creating a business that works without you. So you're working on the business, he calls it, not in the business.
Years aside, I started a side hustle as a
side hustle. I love it.
As a real estate investor, and got better through Airbnb.
You know, there's so much. I think Airbnb is just like a wonderful story about how, you know, it's one of those exponential organizations.
The funny thing is that we have clients between 50 euros and 100,000 euros. The test to find all sellers of one typical product in the world, and you get a really big list of people selling these kind of products, and we can just offer them a better product for a better price.
I have a webinar where I sell a course about webinars.
Yes.
And
They're
then
like, what's that?
yeah, and I asked them, okay, how many of your competitors do profitable webinars on a regular basis? And 90% of the answer is zero. So there's zero competition in the most effective technique out there. Well, in our market,
those
there's
two.
no competition, but in like any other market, there's nothing.
You know, I have this concept that most entrepreneurs, the thing that limits them is that they try to be what I call a self-milking cow. That they try and, you know, create the milk, which is the creativity, the product, but they try and milk themselves and pasteurize it and package it and take it to market and run the whole farm at the same time. But when you think about it, you know, the only thing that is really adding the value that only the cow can do is creating the milk. And if you're that cow, if you're that creative force of your business, that everything comes from your ideas and your vision, everything that you're doing, it's really about surrounding yourself with farmers who can keep you doing only the thing that only you can do, which is create the milk. It's like one cow needs 100 farmers to support the output of all of the things. I mean, everybody in this room, you know that you have more milk than your ability to actually get it out into the world. Right? I don't have to invest this time learning something that somebody else has already figured out. It's like you're in the right place and just leave your name and your email address, so there's no new information. There's nothing distracting them from it, you know? I use the example of if we were, you know, if you're on a busy street and it's a hot day and you put up a sign that says free lemonade and an arrow pointing into, you know, Suite 32, and you go in there and there's a long hallway and you've got to kind of walk around, and then you come to a door, and on the door all you have is a sign that says free lemonade. People are going to open the door and come in. That's essentially what I'm talking about with the landing page. If people came to the landing page, the equivalent, they wanted the free book, they went there, they see that they're in the right place, they almost have to question their sanity as to, well, why did I go here if I don't want this? You know, it'd be like walking all the way to the door, seeing, yep, free lemonade, and then, oh, there's a door. Well, they walk around and leave now, right? It would be very difficult. You just keep that momentum going. That's a nice looking journal, Ilko.
Again, it makes me look smart.
Yeah, it really does. It looks like that there's important stuff in there. I'm engaged in a dialogue with you, and I'm just inviting you to come. I'm saying, hey, I'm getting together with some people on Thursday to brainstorm some 9-word emails and subject lines. Would you like to join us? And only when they say, yes, that sounds great, or what time, or tell me more, then I send them the information. A personal message that would say, hey, Ilko, would you like to work with me on your email sales process. That's it, right? Just, would you like to work with me on your email sales process? You know, it's like, I want people to make the decision, right? That they say I'm in, and the rest is just logistics, right? I know all I want is if they can make that decision, they've read the email on their iPhone, and if the thing was that they had to go and fill out the form and get out their credit card and all that stuff, that it might not be the right time for them to do that, but they've made the decision that they want to do it, so they can say, I'm in, and now it's just logistics, the rest of
How
it.
much percent on average actually does the transaction after they said, I'm in?
Yeah, almost everybody. No way! He exists!
Nice to meet you, nice to meet you.
Awesome, Matt. How are you? Nice to meet you. That's so great.
Yes, and I just wanted to congratulate you with your birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I have a little gift for you.
Oh, okay.
Tried to find it. I bought it on the plane actually today. It's like they say it's a distraction-free phone for highly productive people. No internet, no Wi-Fi, no Facebook, nothing, no social media, just calling and, you know, getting things done.
This is amazing, man.
So, it's
Wow.
wonderful.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome. This is awesome.
Wow, tiny.
Very nice.
Oh, okay.
How the heck does this work?
It's like a credit card.
But like,
Wow, you can.
Remember the first person that opted into your list? How excited you were? You were waiting and waiting, and they opt in, and you're like, here they are, right? And you know their name, and you Google them, and you see, like, I mean, really, you've got all the time in the world because you're excited about it, and you're raising the level, and you try and reach out to them individually. What is the much loved Dutch lunch? What is the Dutch lunch?
This is not a Dutch place. Ik vond heel erg dat het ook wel.
Well, you say in the Netherlands, people read their email alone. Do they read their email alone here? That's what I say in when I was talking about in email mastery, how things changed for me when I really realized that people read their email alone.
Yeah.
So I'm only writing to them.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not,
yeah.
broadcasting to a group.
No, yeah.
So you could say in Dutch, in the Netherlands, people read their email alone. I'm going to put together a compilation
Oh, okay,
of all
okay,
the
okay,
different
okay.
people from different countries.
In het Nederlands lezen mensen hun e-mail in een eentje.
And then they want to put them through their gauntlet series, invite them to a webinar, convert them right now, and have money before the credit card bill is due at the end of the month. And then they look whether they judge the success of the ad on if they were able to get their return on investment right away, without realizing if you took a longer term approach to it, how much the ROI could be, you know, what it could be when you really start to look at the long-term value. You're spending money to turn it into more money. You may as well start with what's the highest return that you can get for the money that you're spending. And all we want to do is get the people who are thinking about selling their house to raise their hand, because we don't know. We know that 84 of them approximately are going to sell their home in the next 12 months, but we don't know which 84 they are. So we mail to all of them, and instead of mailing postcards that are all about the realtor, if I was the realtor mailing a postcard that's personal promotion, that's getting my name out there, you know, and that's kind of like the way that most businesses, when they first start to advertise kind of operate. They want to get their name out there. They want to advertise their brand, so they build top of mind awareness and everybody knows who they are, but it's very expensive to do that. And it doesn't get you to the goal of identifying who are the 84 people that are going to sell their house this year. So all we want to do is know that what is going to be the thing that would trigger the next step. What's it gonna be that's gonna indicate that they're ready to actually sell their house? And so a lot of times what people do is they fall into the poles here. They get on one end where they'll send the information to people, and then they'll say, if there's anything I can do for you, please feel free to email me or call me. I'm more than happy to help you. Expecting that they're going to take the initiative that way, And I use that, the analogy I use for that a lot is, it would be like if I brought you into my house and I sit you in the living room and I say, Simone, I'm very happy you're here. If there's anything you want, there's lots of stuff in the fridge. Go ahead and help yourself, right? We want people to take the lead, right? We want people to take the initiative. But if instead of just saying, hey, if there's anything you want, go ahead and help yourself, if I went into the kitchen and I came out with a plate of freshly baked cookies and I come right up to you and I say, would you like a cookie? It would be very difficult for you not to take the cookies, right? Because I've gone out of my way. Nobody wants anybody to go out of their way for them. It's so ingrained in us that way, right? Societally, that's the way that we're brought up. So when we go that extra mile, when we prepare the cookies already, and it doesn't seem like you're going out of your way, it's much easier for people to take you up on your offers, right? Without feeling like they're obligating themselves or imposing on you.
Damian, how can we follow you on Snapchat? What's your name? Damian Awesome or Epic Damian? RJ, what's your Snapchat? Azama, do you have Snapchat?
Unfortunately, no.
You have no Snapchat?
Not yet.
Oh, I'm so disappointed. Mr. Jackson, what's your Snapchat?
The Dean Jackson.
Dennis, what's your Snapchat?
Waarschijnlijk Dennis V. Leeuwen.
Okay, we're gonna check. Simone, what's your Snapchat?
Simone Levy.
Ah, okay. Maarten, the question is, what's your Snapchat?
Dat is Maarten VD Sander.
Cool. Ninke, what's your Snapchat? It's a video. What? Oh, snoozing.
Go through the scorecard here for yourself and answer these about your business, about where you see yourself,
Do you, in your webinar, do you ask them to, okay, pull out your iPhone and subscribe now to the Studio Maestro podcast? Do it. And then tell them why they should do it.
Yeah.
Let's see my business for furniture. I don't see clear, step to do that.
Yeah.
But I bet there are a lot of opportunities to still do that. But if you can help me to educate me on what this podcast can do for my business, that will make it very powerful.
What about you, Ilko?
It's really inspiring to read this. Also to see where we're lacking.
Mm-hmm.
But it's simple to when I look at it, it's like, for me, I don't think it's really tough to have a 10 or 11 or 12 on every aspect.
Right.
It's not tough.
Yeah.
I know exactly what to do. But it's like, don't really do it. And yeah, this is inspiring.
4 guys that started it. And the whole idea was that if they had the blue face paint, that they would always have 3 of the 4 of them able to go and do it, right? And that way it wasn't dependent, they didn't have to be there every time. But then when they started looking to expand, they realized they could just train people to do the show and paint them in the blue paint. When you build a business around your personal brand like that, like Siegfried and Roy. When people go to see Siegfried and Roy, they're going to see Siegfried and Roy. They're not going to see two guys and a tiger, right? I mean, but when people go see the Blue Man Group, it's the result that you're looking for. Have you heard of Lifebook? And it's essentially a life planning event, just like that, where you go and you spend, I think it was 4 days.
Unbelievable.
Wait, oh, you did it?
Yeah.
Okay, is it 4 days?
4 days.
In
yeah.
Chicago you did?
No, at Joe's.
Oh, at Joe's, okay, yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah,
Have you done it?
I have not. I've seen the book, but
Nice. You walk away with a book like this. It's 12 different categories, but great categories.
does he do the videos? So he displays the,
Watch the video,
Yeah.
come with your explain. And for every category, there's four subcategories. So it's 48 components you think about, work it out, then you can pictures and everything. And then you have a book like this and just you can go through your life book
yeah,
any day. And it's,
so great. What is this?
Fill the cook.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Fill the cook.
This is also a fill the cook.
Fill the cook.
Yeah,
Does that sound like, is there fish in it? What
No,
kind
it's
of
just check it out.
filled
It's
pastries?
really cool.
Okay.
It's amazing. It's a lot of sugar, but it's good.
This is the best gefilte cook I've ever had.
It's amazing.
Spicy a little.
I'm like, yeah, I want to vlog, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to be vlogging. Same with Snapchat. Yesterday I bought a new phone, and I want to hand it to my team so they can Snapchat. And of course I will do it myself, but I will have a Snapchat phone. So also, for example, if in the evening I'm out for a walk, and it's 8:30 or whatever, and I want to make a cool picture for Snapchat, but also my WhatsApp is on it and my email is on it, whatever, I'm getting hooked back into, so I just want to have a Snapchat phone. So I think a lot of the interaction and a lot of the stress that's around it, you can or outsource it or you can like cut it out when you are really creating a lot of content and you give a lot of great insights and share awesome stuff every day. How interesting is it for people to actually buy your online course then if you already almost saturate them on a daily basis? It's also an interesting question, like, is it working for you or against you? And I heard a guy a while ago, he said like a good way for a lot of marketers to make more money is remove a lot of content from the internet and become more exclusive, more attractive.
For me, for example, I don't tell anything about how to create an online course, or I never of that part is in my free stuff. But I tell my free stuff about intuition and about spirit, about all that kind of stuff. But I know exactly what I can tell and what I don't tell.
I think that there's something wonderful about figuring out what's the least to do to get the most. Like if I had an opportunity where I could drive to the CN Tower, climb to the top of the tower, there's a restaurant up there, and pick up $1,000 and then climb back down and drive home, but I had to do it between 10 o'clock and 12 o'clock, could I psych myself up to do that every day if that's all I had to do was drive there, pick up $1,000 and get home? Have you been to Florida? Have you been to Florida before?
Yes, I was in Orlando once.
Oh, okay, so you know about Celebration?
Yes, I know, but I've never been there.
All right.
What is Celebration?
Celebration is where I do all my events in Florida.
Oh, okay.
It's a Disney community.
Oh, okay.
I'm not working today to pay next month's mortgage payment, or I don't have to do anything to pay for my lifestyle, right? That my lifestyle is exceeded by my passive revenue. So I'm not, a lot of times I made that decision to lead with revenue rather than lead with lifestyle, and then have to constantly chase that by requiring myself to make higher income to pay for the life that I can't afford yet, but I've gone ahead and got anyway, right? So that decision changes the way that your experience goes. You know, I never wake up thinking I've got to make money to pay for all this stuff, because it doesn't matter. I've put the time and the effort into creating things that work without me having to do it today. One of them, right? I know I'm being successful and I have no deadlines or time obligations.
De kunst is gewoon echt om zo weinig mogelijk dingen te doen. En de dingen die je doet, zo goed mogelijk. Dat je weet dat iemand je kent, of die iemand je volgt, dat klopt, ga je al iets anders gedragen. En ben je al iets minder open. En ik heb dat wel, als ik weet dat iemand me kent, dan... Wat zeg je? Ja, dat is ook zo raar, want het is fucking Richard Branson, maar na een paar dagen is het ook gewoon een gast. Net zoals ik ook gewoon, weet je, dat iedereen is gewoon mens. En
dat is wel leuk en nou vind ik met jouw vlogs dat je ook iets meer van jou te zien krijgt.
Ja, zeker.
Bij jou vind ik heel erg van, ja, wij weten hoe je bent,
Ja.
maar ik denk van buiten
Klopt.
op zo'n brand.
Klopt.
Iemand die met een webcam doet, die knalt, die 100.000
Ja, klopt.
Zo je die ziet dat je daar op de bank
Klopt.
zit. En
Klopt.
Dat vind ik wel echt heel
Ja. Dat is ook een van de redenen.
Do you find it easier transition going to
Going is
Phoenix
easy,
or
going
coming
back is horrible.
Really?
Going is easy. I mean, I just go to bed early over there. I wake up early and I transition in a couple of days and I'm there. But going back, it messes me up. Want ik wil ook dat mensen zien dat ook, ja, maar ook dat ik ook hoe ik een webinar inga. Weet je, heel veel mensen zijn helemaal gestrest over een webinar geven en chill, weet je. Ik bedoel,
You know, my approach isn't the hundreds of millions of dollars approach. And maybe it isn't, because maybe Richard Branson, right? And you just hit on something that in my journals, and I say that to you, and it reminded me that every now and then I go through these and I question them, right? And I look at them and I write the opposite of it, right? So if I look at this, I'm saying, what's the opposite of I wake up every day and say, what would I like to do today? Never trying to convince anybody to do anything. Like, one of the best things you can do is, as soon as somebody opts in, imagine again that that's them pop through the door into your office, one person at a time. And imagine that this is the only time that you get to talk to them. And they're either a 5-star prospect who's going to buy now, or they're a 5-star prospect who's going to buy later, or they're not a 5-star prospect. Those are the only 3 outcomes that are possible, but you don't know which. So often the way people treat those people is that the default setting is to treat people like they're not 5-star prospects until they prove that they are, make them jump through hoops and prove that they're a qualified person. Or you can treat them like they are a 5-star prospect until they prove that they aren't. There's a store in the United States that sells leather sofas. That's all they sell. It's called Jennifer Leathers. And when you walk into a Jennifer Leathers store, the way that they greet you, instead of the traditional retail approach, can I help you? No thanks, I'm just looking, right? Is that here too? It's universal, right? So instead of saying that, at Jennifer Leathers, what they say is, they say, welcome, have you been to Jennifer Leathers before? And you say, no. And they say, well, welcome, let me explain how it all works. All of the sofas that you see are available in any of the leathers on the back wall. They're all in stock and available for immediate delivery, and they're guaranteed for life. My name's Dean, I'll be right over here. Take a look around. That's really that's it, right? That's the welcome. Now, compare that with, can I help you? No thanks, I'm just looking. But what they don't say is, no thanks, I'm just looking for a red leather love seat. Now, if we didn't have that exchange where they explain how it all works, in those 10 seconds, what they've done is overcome the 3 biggest reasons that somebody would leave the store without buying a sofa today. Sometimes people are really strong on the before unit, but their heart's not in the during unit. They just like to sell the stuff and they don't want to deliver it, you know?
Now, for example, you could put in €1 and €7 come back, whatever. If you have this in place, it's like you put in €1 and €112.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It is that you've already done the work to figure out how to get the results, so you don't have to like constantly be reinventing that. Part of the thing is focusing on what's the result that they want, that you can bring them in that way, as opposed to it being about you.
Step number 1 is don't name it expensive.
Right, add more value, yeah.
So higher price is a better name.
High-end stuff.
High-end or high quality or premium quality, but stop naming it expensive.
Nobody wants to pay up front for results, right? People are so much more happy to pay, and they're more generous to pay for results. Do you recycle these or? Which, in this bin? On the floor. Oh, next to the bin, yeah. Why is, the precursor to determining the what, right? We all start out with the why. Why am I even having this conversation? I'm not getting to a point where I'm not working. I like that. I love what I do, and I love working on projects, and I love doing my very best work, so I only focus on things that fascinate and motivate me. Then, I can live anywhere in the world I choose.
Wat is dit gebouw vroeger geweest?
Ja.
Ja, want het is heel onlogisch, want je hebt hier een blok met allemaal huizen en dan is er een gebouw in het midden.
Maar ik kon nooit opvallen. Dat is niet pas. Nee, ik niet. Ik ben sowieso de slechtste deelnemer op de seminars ever. Er kunnen 2000 man in een zaal zitten en ik ben de meest onrustige. Ik ga ook altijd achterin naar links zitten, zodat ik gewoon veel inderdaad kan bewegen. En dat is niet, ja, en dat is niet omdat ik het niet leuk vind of zo, maar helemaal niet zelfs. Maar gewoon
je gedachten vrij maken.
Ja.
Oh, what a day.
Perfect. Enjoy it. We don't have this like a lot in Holland.
Oh, he told me it's like this every week.
Yeah, 363 days.
363 days.
Sometimes we have better and
Now it's perfect. Maybe 2 days later, snow. You never know. I just wanted to add that when I started the sabbatical, I completely removed all planned activities from the calendar.
Right.
Gradually, I started to feel like it's okay to just be sometimes.
shall we finish today with a round of insights?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
I think one of the best investments I made until this far. Well, thank you for making a lot of things clear.
Yeah, for me too. Because of the first few weeks when I didn't have a job anymore, I was kind of the same feeling, like I have to do something. But when I look at kind of some of your rules, I'm like already more successful than I'm thinking myself.
Right, yeah.
So I can live my lifestyle and I don't have to worry about the money, Whoa.
How many pages deep? How many pages deep are you in there so far today? He's furiously writing all the time. It's great. Ah, that's good.
No, but a lot of breakthroughs, definitely. For example, what you did, the funnel is simple. I've been working on that, and this is one element. But also this, what happened, the whole business is here.
Yeah.
I think you're a master in making complex stuff actually really simple. And like a business is pretty complex, but if you look at this, like, it's not so complex. You're almost at the opposite of what most people do. Like what 99% of the people do, they're overwhelmed doing a lot of stuff, and don't really know where to start or what they're doing. And you're really strategic with your business and your life. It's great that you're here and sharing that.
I'm feeling really special that, that I'm in your company and in the company of the others. And it gave me already so many insights and so helpful to, that I can do so many things and I'm so happy.
Yeah, very inspiring, and I'm happy that I can see now that I can just follow my heart for the more high-paying clients and the clients who are a bit further on in their development business.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to tell that listening to your podcasts, your programs is really great, but sitting right next to you here is amazing. You know, I feel like I've been influenced not only by great information, but actually by like energy or something like that. Your mindset. So
cool.
That's just amazing.
I'm glad you finally made it after
Yeah,
all these tries.
I feel very thankful for being able to come here.
Right.
Yeah, so thank you, Ilko.
Awesome.
Thank you, team.
Oh, awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
Mooi Patrick.
Ja, die mic al af.
Wat zeg je?
Die mic al af.
Zeker.
Oh.
Ik hoor je niks? Ja, wij gaan de kant op. Bedankt voor het opname, Patrick. Tot morgen.